You've changed the angle of your room. I find it unnerving.
Oh no, I've been doing this quite a lot recently.
You're facing a different way there.
Well, it's because I'm silhouetted.
Oh yeah, and you also got your back to the door. Isn't that bad feng shui?
No, there's the door.
I know you had your back to the door.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, feng shui.
Should I never say feng
Oh,
shui?
feng shui. Feng shui.
I sound like a right dunce, don't I?
So do I.
I was listening back to one, and I did think because you went stroll on.
I know.
I was like, bloody hell, what do we sound like? A couple of dinosaurs. Stroll on, strike a light. Who the fuck is this?
I know. Naomi said, she's always said, I'm like, oh, all right, mate. In fact, I was walking with Chris like the other day, and I was just like, fucking this, fuck. And I started getting embarrassed that Chris was thinking, God, who is this bloke?
It's annoying you're not embarrassed with me. Dimwit, won't mate. It's different with Joe. He's a fucking idiot.
He gets it.
He gets it. Old Chris with his GCSEs, mate.
Oh, dunce boy gets it.
He understands. I can F and Jeff with him. It's fine.
Honestly, just a loudmouth pair of dunces.
100%. I know. It sounds like all the edges have been taken off on the words. This is awful.
I'd love it if I wanted it to be, oh, David and Joe got a podcast. Should we ever listen? And for them to go, wow. Wow, they're really bright and insightful. I could listen to them for ages.
Wow, long.
Hold on, you fucking wanker.
Who's this wanker?
I don't know anything. I just copy everything you say on the fucking radio, mate. Fucking swat. Oh, I've really given up.
It's so funny. I literally thought that about us yesterday.
Hang on, what are we doing today? So we've got three. Have we got a special surprise guest?
We have, yes. We've got.
Do you know who they are?
Do I? Yeah. I organised it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm nervous. I hate.
No, don't be nervous. I think you'll be. Oh, that's.
No, I know, but it still makes me feel. Still.
Fucking swallow. Look who it fucking well is. Strike a light. It's only fucking.
Oh. I'm a bag of fucking nerves here, mate. Fucking. Thicko.
To hold on.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. No, I think you'll be happy with today's. It'll be a warm blanket around.
When was the last time you read a novel?
Oh, don't do this to me.
That should just be a simple answer. But your eyes look haunted.
Okay, think of a novel. Think of a novel you should have read. I read the stuff even the stuff I read is embarrassing. Oh God, don't do this to me. When was the last time you read one of the classics?
You know what? When I start reading a novel, I go, it's made up, not interested. That's what I feel. I do. I go, it's made up. None of this is true.
You're not lost in the beauty.
Yeah.
I think I've found the source of our problem.
Now. Oh.
God. Oh God. I hate being caught out.
We're ninth in the charts. It's amazing.
Get back to what we know.
How divvy you can be.
There's other divs in there.
Can you say div? What's it?
Fuck, I'm good. I don't know. Can you say div? Can you?
Do you ask? Texting your mum.
Yeah. Mum, can you say
she
div?
can, love.
Yeah. Don't give my mum that accent. A British slang to call someone stupid. Tom Holland is a div, shouted Harrison.
Okay, you can.
I don't know. Div actually originates from prison slang in the UK, doesn't it? A job often taken to the lowest inmates. Okay. Oh, it was put cardboard dividers into boxes. It's from that.
Do you know where Little Herbert comes from?
No.
I don't know. I've said that. But I think it's some French general, like Herbert.
Oh, really? Well, this is more like it.
Yeah,
this is a bit more like. Well, should we do a Clever Clogs episode where we do loads of research?
It'll be 94 seconds long. The intro and advert.
Just shorter than the music.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
And poppycock, pappycack, meaning sloppy shit.
Right.
Pappycack, meaning sloppy shit? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I just let it go.
Le pappycack.
Didn't know me tell you that.
No.
Here we go.
Terry. Oh, Terry. I don't, genuinely, it stresses me out.
Here he comes.
I'm coming.
Who the hell is that? Fuck me.
Hello.
Wow. Hello.
Look who it is.
Oh, I've got a blurry background. Look at that. That's exciting.
I haven't seen you for 49 years.
It's been a long time. I was trying to work out how long it's been. I think it's been... Oh, hang on. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, but you really are look
This
like
is
you're in the
amazing.
Matrix. Or
I know.
something.
How do I stop this? This is... I think last time I used Zoom, I was with some friends and their kids, and they were doing silly things.
Wow. How are you, Terry?
Good. Oh, there you go. That's better.
I told you you'd be happy with this one.
Do you know, my immediate thought was Terry got out.
What?
Yeah, that's what I wanted him on.
Yeah.
That's why I asked Terry to come
What
on.
a great idea. Terry got out of the fucking comedy game because he knew better.
Like, this is something we don't. Yeah, exactly. This is what I thought.
Yeah.
Because we've spoken about you. Right, this is Terry Saunders, our mate who used to do stand-up years ago. We all started at the same time.
Yeah.
And we've spoken about you on our podcast quite a few times, Terry, because we talk about how embarrassed we are about what we do sometimes. And then we go, oh, do you remember Terry? He got out, didn't he? Terry flew the nest. He was good and he left. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's Terry?
I mean, as a career choice, I think it's a good idea just to fuck off.
Yeah.
Exactly. Listen, we always use the example of someone who went, do you know what? I'm out. We were like, well done, Terry.
Yeah. Because, Terry, how are you, by the way?
I'm good. Yeah. No, I'm very good.
Yeah.
Terry, you live in Berlin now, don't you?
I am, yeah. I've become a right hipster, so I live in Berlin.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, he's doing everything we want to do.
What are you doing in Berlin?
Just kind of fucking around. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, after comedy, I went back into my first job, which was like design stuff. So I do like illustration and animation stuff. So, I'm just living the life, I think.
See, I remember you, Terry, as being like one of the up and coming names, and then you suddenly disappeared.
I don't know if it was, I can't remember, because like when you emailed me last week, it was like, we want to talk about why you left, wherever. And it's like, I don't know if I can remember. I don't think it was, I think there was a slow decline in my head. But then I think I did suddenly just decide one day to stop, and I just never went back.
Was there a definite point where were you sort of doing the odd gig here and there and then go, why the fuck am I doing that?
Well, actually, I'll tell you what happened. I had an epiphany. I've never had an epiphany in my life. And I had one. I hadn't been gigging much for a while. This must be about 2012, I think it was. And then suddenly out of the blue, I get an email from Stuart Lee saying, do you want to do a gig for me? Because he was doing some Resonance Radio. He was doing some benefit gig for them at the Bloomsbury Theatre. And I had this thing going, yeah, I'll do. This will be my kind of chance to do a little cut. I'll do like a little Elvis comeback special. And I'll just be like, yeah, I'll do some new material, do some old. And it was and I forget I think it was Kitson was on and Stuart Lee. And the whole lineup was one of those lineups when you're on it and you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? Kind of thing. And then I was on stage and that kind of gig, it always goes well. And it was going okay. It wasn't like a bad gig, but I just had this epiphany when I just went, I don't enjoy this anymore. And that was it. And I was just there going, I'm not enjoying it. And I came off stage and...
Well, as in you didn't care whether you're getting laughs or
yeah,
not,
it was just like all the joy and the buzz had just disappeared. And I was just there going, and it's this weird feeling like, I think I'm done. And then the next day I was doing a gig somewhere out of town. I think I was like headlining it and I died so hard the next day. I was just like, right, this is it. And then there was a review in the paper in the Evening Standard of that gig that Bruce Dessau had written. It was just like all of these things. And at the end of the review, he went, oh, and also on was Terry Saunders, who was so subdued, it was like he wasn't even there. So I thought, that's a good way to bow out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember you, did you like, everyone would take, I had it took me about 4 years to get 7 minutes. And I remember didn't you do an hour at Edinburgh after 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
You were the first person and you just went, I remember you'd done 3 hours before I'd hit 20 minutes. And I was like, what's going, why can Terry... Terry keep doing loads of stuff.
This is what I don't understand now, because I just never did anything in the right order. There's the way you're supposed to do. For any young comics listening, you go up, you do your 5 minutes, you do your 20 minutes at Edinburgh, and you do your kind of package show with other people. And I was just like, no, I think I've got an idea for a story for an hour, and I did. Yeah, so I think it was 2005. I did my first Edinburgh. And I think I started.
2005.
Yeah. I think I started comedy in 2003. So yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah, I started. Yeah, I started in January 2004, around the same time. And I remember, I honestly, on my life, don't think I had 7 minutes when you did 7 minutes of stuff, and you did an hour. And I just thought that was, I sort of stayed with me because I thought I'm not going anywhere with this because there's someone who's actually. Did you have an hour? Did you do an hour of? Was it 40 minutes of?
No,
padding?
I did an hour. No, I did it because this thing, my Edinburgh shows were never straight stand up. It was always kind of stories. So I used to just do these long stories that I wrote. I can't remember that because that show was about I think it was about me going to fetish clubs. I went to fetish clubs when I was in my early 20s, and it was such a bizarre experience. I did this comedy show. I just did this whole thing about it. And I wrote this story.
Joe's suddenly frowning.
Yeah, Terry, do you mind? You mind heading off,
Terry?
Oh yeah, I was really
okay. For the edit, Terry, can you say it wasn't about fetish clubs? Just say it was about greengrocers.
Oh yeah, because I used to go to these greengrocers in these rubber outfits.
Yeah.
Rollabout and leather. Right.
Hang on, I know why you're in Berlin now.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together, isn't it? There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Did you really go to fetish club? And what for what? Was it a kink of yours?
I was just exploring. I don't know. I was just. Did you
like it?
I did.
All right, Joe, leave him alone.
What I did. Things I did a whole.
Lovely to see you, Terry. What are you into?
But the best. But then the weird thing is because I did this whole show in 2005, which was about that kind of thing, and I don't have any record. I don't have a script of it. I don't have I can't find a recording of it. It's lost to the ether. And I can't. So actually, I can't really remember what it was about because that, what's that? 2005. That's nearly 20 years ago.
Oh my God!
Jesus wept. We did chat on Messenger the other day, and I'd forgotten that we'd done What do you want to say? What we talked about at that Laughing Horse?
Oh yeah, so
final?
we were in the Laughing Horse New Act of the Year competition final, which
Final. See, I got knocked out in the quarters.
I think everyone gets through to the semis.
Yeah.
Isn't there like when they say the semis, there's like 20, I think there's like 80 people in the
I'm
semis.
knocked
you're
out
like-
in the fucking quarters.
I think there's less people. There's only about an extra 15 people in the quarters than there are the semis.
yeah, and the group stages is just the same person. But no, so me and Joe were both in the same final. Well, so what was that? Was that 2005 again?
I think so.
Oh, that
Who
was
else
my,
was in
that
it?
was my year.
Where was the final? Where was it?
Wimbledon,
Wimbledon.
Laughing Horse, which I think feels like it was at the back of a church hall or something.
I remember vaguely that it was in a weird place. But Joe, you'd been on the first half, and I think you'd done pretty well. I think, if I remember. And I mean, we both have a similar.
Frank Skinner was in the audience.
Oh, I remember that.
Frank
Yeah, I
Skinner
was
was
very
in,
excited.
that was Frank Skinner was in the audience. God knows why. What would you mean?
What's he
No
doing?
offense.
Wimbledon Laughing Horse.
with the all best will in the world, you look now and you go, really bizarre.
Was that in a kind of down point of his career? I can't remember. Maybe he just hung out at Laughing Horse gigs for a while. I can't remember.
It was absolutely no need to be there. You're not picking up hot talent at the.
Were you all backstage going, it's fucking Skinner?
Oh, yeah. Well, there was
Yeah.
no backstage. You were at the side of the road in a line staring at him.
Can you remember who else was on? Was that
Yeah,
Russell
100%.
Kane's year?
No, Russell Kane. This is the thing we
Cole
talked about.
Donnelly?
wasn't it? No, he was the year after. Russell Kane headlined the year because they do the sort of like is it 10 or 12 people in it or something?
Oh, there's probably like 30. I can't even remember. It
Oh yeah,
was just-
maybe 30 in the finals, and then at the end of it, the winner from last year goes on and does. It was. That's the thing I remember. Weirdly, that's the thing I remember about it most because Russell Kane went on after maybe 7 hours of us going.
Honestly, the amount of times I used to look at Russell Kane's poster, you know, the winning poster on the Laughing Horse website, and just go, who's he? How's he?
Yeah, I think I can still. I remember obsessing about stuff like that.
But I also think that night, I think there was like a disco or something on afterwards.
There was, yeah, and they were kicking off for it.
Yeah,
weren't
and
they?
there was a bunch of people like trying to get in, and they're like being told there's another like 6 acts to go, and then you can have your disco.
yeah.
The glamour.
Yeah, I remember that so clearly because at the back of each set, you'd have people doing their sets, and we go, "What fuck? What do you mean? Is a fucking what? Is a bar open?"
Whereas we're there going, this could be like the night that makes us.
Yeah.
This is it.
Frank
Yeah.
Skinner's in.
Frank Skinner's here. He was just there for the disco, I think.
I also remember the compare.
Who's the compare?
I can't remember who the compare was.
Was it
Yeah,
Manera?
no, he was the older one. The bald head. Wasn't he with a laughing horse?
Sean
was it
James.
Kevin
No,
something.
you. Pardon?
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin
he had
McCarran,
a go at
yes.
me in the quarters for leaving the mic in a state.
Well, that's why you didn't get through. That's the first rule of Laughing Horse comedy is leave the mic in a good place. The second
Yeah,
rule
yeah.
is be funny.
Yeah, I don't think that second rule completely applies, Terry.
I mean, the second's more of a guideline.
Kevin McCarran.
Yes.
Basically, he was apps because it was really full and Larry. It was a Laughing Horse New Act of the Year.
I know, it was so...
Everyone's been going like a year, and the night was Larry.
Really?
and yeah, like it was completely out of control. And Kevin McCarran was shitting himself. And we're all looking at him like, oh God, if this experienced comedian's absolutely breaking.
Can you remember other people on
Yeah,
that?
Imran Yusuf,
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Papa CJ,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Terry. I could find it on the website probably. Terry Saunders.
Heard of him.
Yeah.
Myself.
What happened to him?
I believe he's got a weird fetish and he's in Berlin. Terry, me, Alstick,
Yeah.
James Branch,
Oh, wow.
Oh, James won, didn't he? Oh, I was yeah.
James Branch won, yeah.
James won that year.
Yeah, we should get him on as well if I can talk about the
He
victory.
left as
Yeah, he left as well.
Terry, do you look at us and people still doing it and look down your nose a little bit?
No, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that keep going. That's the thing. Because
is it?
Don't be impressed. It's embarrassing.
Well, because I gave up. Hang on, what was it? It was like 2012. So it's like 10 years ago I gave up. So like for 5 years, I'd probably looked down my nose and been like, if you keep going for long enough, everything just kind of works out. You both do it, right?
I wish we'd contacted you 5 years ago. I wanted Terry going, you prat.
See, I thought
that's what we need.
I was thinking people listening to this won't, obviously, a lot of people won't know Terry.
No.
But if you just kept on at it, you would have been a name.
Well, there is that does keep you awake at night sometimes. You just kind of go, should I carry on? But also it felt right to give up.
Yeah, I mean, if you...
Yeah.
So you had no enjoyment from...
Well, I stopped. I definitely stopped it. I went through a kind of period of... Now I look back, I had a run of Edinburgh shows, and they kept going up and up, and everything was getting better and better. And then I had
I remember that.
Yeah, I had like a real flop year where I tried to write something, it didn't work at all. Got terrible reviews. Then I just went through like a real kind of rough patch of just couldn't get it. I think actually, no, I had this kind of patch of everything going right, and I also had like a sitcom in development. I had a lot of radio stuff in development, and it was just looking like everything is going the right way. I think there was 1 year, but where one by one, every single thing didn't work out.
Yeah,
and all I had left was stand up, and then I go on stage and go, I don't enjoy this anymore. And it was just this weird thing where you're like, I'm not quite sure what to do now. I was thinking, right, because I've had some people say to me, "That's very brave of you to give up stand up. It's very brave." And I'm like, it's not. It wasn't brave. I just gave up.
And were there any moments where you thought, "Oh, I should be carrying on," or you'd had enough?
The weirdest thing was, I always thought, even when I said I was going to give up, I thought I'd miss it and then just go back to it in a few months like everyone else does, and I just never missed it.
No.
I mean, occasionally I'd miss that kind of, if you're feeling lonely and bored, you think, it'd be quite nice if there's a couple of 100 people laughing and cheering right now. But that never happened in stand-up anyway, so.
No.
Well, why did you, because I was just thinking, why did we start? You know what I mean? That's the weird thing.
I think of this a lot because the period we started in, comedy was very uncool. Like stand-up was very uncool. It wasn't on the telly. There wasn't any kind of live.
No, there really wasn't any reason to do it.
No, and there was no career path in it. And most people who did it were nutters. Those old open mic nights.
It was wonderful for that.
It was the Wild West, wasn't it? There were some people who were clearly very mentally ill, and this was their way of coping.
Yeah.
So it was really easy to be good.
Yeah. But it was like people who really loved comedy or fucking lunatics, wasn't it? And so
even in the mid 2000s it was. So when did McIntyre go?
McIntyre was like 2008, 9 maybe. Or
oh really?
I definitely remember about the time I stopped. It felt like there was a lot more kind of people coming up going, "Oh, I'm doing stand up because I want to be a TV presenter," and it was just that kind of thing. Very much people, lots of people with gym bodies started doing stand up.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of that in 2004. Was there? Fucking hell. It's true though. Like I've still got a lot of mates from that time, but I was just thinking of. Do you remember I was talking to someone the other day, and they brought someone up, and I was like, "Oh, they talk." I'll just say it was. They were telling saying, "Oh, I know this story about." Do you remember Joseph Wilson?
Yeah.
Exactly what I did. With the curly hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell, there's millions who you just go until someone says, "Do you remember?"
Joseph Wilson. Yeah, because who's this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
He
was like a young buck who'd go on and be mad.
Crazy ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, and we started talking, going, how many thousands have you forgotten until someone says, "Do you remember so-and-so?" And you go, they just no longer do it. Because it's just this time where you just see them loads because you're just doing a sort of same sort of thing.
Wilson.
And I was like, Joseph Wilson, literally, no offense, Joseph, if you're listening, but I hadn't given you a thought in quite a while.
Yeah, no offense, son.
No offense, son, but yeah, some good bits. And she was like, "Oh yeah," and just because it happened to be the thing we're talking about, I was like, "Fucking there were thousands of people you sort of know," and it is thousands, and then slowly they just don't stop doing it, because you only see them because you're doing the same gigs. You can't, like you do 20 gigs, isn't there? And then they just stop doing it, and you go, "Oh right, I forgot about them."
Have you stayed in touch with anyone, Terry?
No, not really. I kind of
haven't you?
No, well, a couple of people, but on the whole, I did a kind of that's it. I'm out, and just kind of walked away. Because that's the other thing. Because like you just said, you can't. You just there's not like a kind of you don't have a whip round. You don't go, oh, so and so's given up comedy. Let's put a $5 in a card for him. There's no kind of retirement. There's no like testimonial match where it's like, oh, Terry's given up. Let's do something. It's just like you just kind of stop doing it, and then
because you don't. It's like you say, you don't stop going into work because you only sporadically see people anyway. Because you don't like the gigs we were doing as well. There wasn't any. It wasn't be like who you wouldn't know who was on because it would just be like a new act night, and there'd be 15 of us, and then you know all 15 of them. You just go, oh, Terry's on tonight. All right, Terry, you all right? And then I wouldn't see you for like 3 weeks, and then you just be at another gig. You know what I mean? And then so you weren't going, where's Terry? You go, well, Terry's not on. Oh right, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's why some comics go on Twitter and go, this is my last gig. And then I'm packing it.
But when they do that, then that's not their last gig.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the worst was I'd still sometimes be on some like mailing list emails of people looking for acts. So like, I think the Comedia in Brighton had me on their list for years, and every now and again I had this temptation, just like they go, "Oh, really desperate for someone to close tonight or something," and I'm like, "I haven't done it for 5 years, but this would be a laugh."
Yeah. How do you think you'd be now if you just stepped on stage? Right, and you could do it. Well, you could, but.
Actually, I've had 2 experiences in the last couple of years. I was back in London a few months ago, and Tom Bell's gig, I went to see him, and he got me on stage, and I was like stood there, and it kind of felt weird. It felt comfortable enough. I wasn't like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. But it was weird to notice how I could tell my brain didn't work as quickly as it used to work, if that makes sense. Like I could definitely tell this kind of feeling of, oh no, I used to be able to kind of stand here and be like, think of funny things to say and everything. And I was a bit like, oh, this is, so, I mean, I feel like it would come back, but it was. Yeah,
but don't go through the effort of that, just to get that back.
No, well, actually, that was not long after I gave up. I remember going to I can't remember who it was, someone's birthday or Christmas party. And there was like, it was full of comedians. And this must have been maybe 3 or 4 months after I'd given up. And I'm in the room, just a regular party. And I'm in the room and I don't feel as funny as I used to feel. Like everyone's kind of chatting and being funny with each other. And I just like 3 or 4 months of doing nothing. And I just felt less funny. It was a very weird feeling.
I reckon everyone was going, Terry seems a lot cooler now. He's not trying to be funny.
Yeah, what's that?
Because there's something about him. Look at the normal guy in the middle. I like him.
I don't think they would have been thinking that.
No, they'd have been going like, oh, well, we got him right next.
Yeah.
I went to a party full of comedians once, and halfway through there was they did a gig.
What?
Of course they did.
And I've never felt more uncomfortable mentally.
Well, without a mic, just someone just got up and.
I think there was a mic. Like it was just like everyone was milling about. It was the worst. It's over, and it was like, okay, so and everyone's sort of like, and then we just had to be an audience for 5 people to. It was fucking. That was horrific.
That I think is maybe our generational difference. The people that started in the early 2000s just didn't find comedy to be that exciting. Like we loved comedy, but it was in its place. The idea that there does seem to be people that have come up after who are just like, I just love comedy so much, I'll do it anywhere. You're like, no.
Do it in one. Yeah, do it in the 12 registered places that it should be, and everywhere else keep your mouth shut.
Well, you're doing it again, aren't you, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah. Quickly hit.
How's that going?
I'm hardly doing any.
All right, don't get defensive. How's it going?
No, fuck off, David.
Hang on, but what kind of level of? Because you're known now. You're on telly. So, what kind of level of are you going in at like open, like small, tiny gigs, or are you?
He's a Frank Skinner in the audience.
Were you at the Laughing Horse final?
I'm the age. I'm the fucking age. Oh my God, I'm the age Frank Skinner would have been in the audience with the young. Oh my God.
What's it? Does everyone talk to you now, Joe? They sort of go, oh,
I'm only
no,
doing. I'm running a gig once a month, and that's basically what I'm doing.
You're what?
What?
Well, I've put one on in Brighton to try material. Why is everyone looking at me like a piece of shit?
You're nearly 50.
Yeah. I mean, that's late nights. You've got to clear the glasses after.
I'm not clearing the
What do you
glasses.
want, son?
I'm sorry.
What do you need, son?
Right, do you want to
Where?
Why did I?
Where's the gig?
It's in Brighton.
Where?
Well, I suppose I could say the venue, but it's at the Brunswick pub.
What, in the Red Room above the...
No, that's the Carolina Brunswick.
Oh,
There's
right,
a different pub called the Brunswick on Hollywood.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's two pubs called the Brunswick, of course. That makes sense.
Yeah, it is really, yeah.
Who are you running that with?
Yeah, on my own.
Oh, right.
Just trying material. Other people are, why? This is horrible.
Your discomfort makes me really uncomfortable. Stop it.
You stop it. My feet have gone really sweaty. Sorry, Terry, you don't need this.
No, I remember because are you getting like random email from people now they've heard you're running a gig? Because when I used to run a thing, suddenly it's the best thing because you'd get the emails from acts that you know, but especially when I used to run a gig, people didn't know I ran it because it was like a random email address. And you get people's like professional emails going, "Hi, I'm a comedian, does this, this, this." You're just like, oh, I know you. It's like, "Hi, my name's Joe Wilkinson. I was a finalist at the Laughing Horse 2005.
Oh my God. Right, did I do that?
I don't think you did, but
I really hope
I did.
Fucking hell, I got really tense then because I thought, oh no, has Terry found an email?
Terry, I want to admit something. I admitted it to Joe, but I'll admit it to you. I did the So You Think You're Funny, and I got knocked out in the first round. But I contacted, is it Julia Chamberlain?
Oh, yeah.
I emailed her afterwards, said, I just have interest. What didn't you like about the act?
Look at that reaction. Oh, God. Everyone knows not to do that.
But did you get a reply?
Exactly were you? No, she never replied.
Thank God for yours.
Fucking what a twat.
But I don't know. This is the thing that gets me because I think if I look back on my comedy career, I think the mistakes I made were that I was just so naive to it all. I was just like going, well, I guess if you're just nice and good, you just get somewhere. And there are some acts that were very businesslike, shall we say? Or very good.
I've had this. Yeah.
And looking back, I'm like, actually, I think that's what you need to get anywhere is to have a bit
100%.
of,
to get there early. Get there early.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely to float above the, because like I won't say who, but they were, when I was doing the So You Think You're Funny final, they were basically giving someone was giving.
I can't remember.
Laughing Horse.
I can't remember.
Funny, Hackney. Very nice.
I think I got knocked out in the first round of So You Think You're Funny.
Oh, good.
Was it the Hackney Empire? Did they do it there first? I can't remember.
Where? Sorry,
mine was in the Comedia in Brighton.
Oh, I think mine was. Mine was in Richmond, Laughing Horse.
Oh,
the semi-final. You did
everything there. Did you do anything else?
Do you know what? I was Laughing Horse heavy for the first 5 years. I really was. Yes, I did do the occasional door split on closing the first half. Yes. Oh,
fuck. You just reminded me of a horrible thing that talking about being naive in business and everything. I used to like flyer for gigs to get gig spot.
I did a, what do you call it?
Holding the sign in Leicester Square.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, with an arrow.
Yeah.
Someone came up to me and said, "Hey, who's on?" I am. I'm on.
And it was only when someone said, "Terry, why are you doing this? You're too good to be doing a flyering." And I was just like, "Is that? Do I not have to? Is it an option?"
I think that might have been me.
Probably. Yeah. So just
I think it was.
Yeah, because just like going, "Why are you doing it?" Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because I was thinking, I fucking remember this, and I was like, because what they'd do is because I remember someone else saying that to me, and so you'd turn up to a gig and a couple of the people that didn't know had been flyering for 2 hours. and then they'd go, and then someone would go, "You don't have to fly her," like they're just taking the piss, and then you go, "Oh, do you not? No, don't do that."
Yeah, and then you
And
say,
then-
I'm not going to fire anymore. And they're like, all right. And you're like, what? It was that easy?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we just.
I was there thinking that everyone had done this flyer. I thought Frank Skinner had flyed in Leicester Square.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
Billy
So much-
Connolly.
Are there any acts, Terry, that you remember who you thought were great and didn't go on to do anything?
Oh, that's a good
Or
question.
also you thought were great and have gone on to?
No, I hated everybody.
Yeah.
I've got one that I always thought was brilliant, and he just stopped. Do you remember? Well, his real name's John Gordon, but he calls himself Dave Nichols. He gave himself the name Dave Nichols because he was his best mate was called Dave Nichols, who just gave himself the name Dave Nichols, and he was fucking brilliant. But he was I'm still friends with him. He's we did an Edinburgh show called The Bucket, me, Al Stick, Arnold, Matt Crosby, and this guy, John Gordon, Dave Nichols, and he was brilliant. He was a pensions lawyer, and he quite enjoyed being a pensions advisor or something, and he quite liked doing that. So he just carried on doing that. But he was fucking brilliant.
That was another
if he-
thing. Go on.
No, it was just that thing. He was like you. I was quite admired him. It was like he just sort of was brilliant, and then after like 4 years went, no, I was just going to carry on being a pensions advisor or whatever, and just stopped. And I was like, but you're the best. He was fucking brilliant.
Was he
was like-
really?
it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. He was a bit sort of, he was completely sort of not, I want to say fearless, but it makes me sound like a ponce. But he would just go up there and he was just talk to the audience, and it was just he just had a better brain than everyone. It was like, you know, when some people talk to the audience and it's all the same, you know, like when you do.
Mm.
He would ask them their favourite sort of just war or something, and then
Favourite war.
what's your favourite war? Whatever war they'd sort of bring up, he'd sort of talk about that or just stuff like that, and it was always amazing. And then he just went, "No, I've stopped now. I'm going to be a pensions lawyer again," and then just buggered off and just like never looked back to give a shit. But he would have been amazing if he carried on. But he's better than us.
But that was always my thing when we were starting up, and there were people that had proper jobs, and I could never get my head around the fact that you'd have a proper job and do comedy at night, because I was just like, I want to be a comedian. Nothing else matters.
Oh, did you just do nothing else?
Well, I had like temp work. I had work to pay the rent and everything, but I didn't have like, you know, when people had like careers, and you'd just be like, lawyers and people would just come in and be like, yeah, you know, I'm a lawyer, I earn like 100 grand and I come and do an open spot. And you're just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
But didn't like Jimmy Carr was already a millionaire, wasn't he?
He was
Like he famously would turn up to gig like open spots in a Porsche.
Was he?
Yeah, it was already loaded. And it's imagine turning up to Laughing Horse Richmond in a Porsche.
Do you know what? I'm going to look at a Terry Saunders lineup with you or with me, see who else was on.
Oh yes,
I remember Josie would be on a lot.
yeah.
yes, yeah. But she'd always headline, right? Josie Long would always be headlining.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was
Laughter
like,
in Odd Places.
oh yeah, that
Do
was
you
my
remember
that was my old thing. Yeah, that was the thing that was the gig I used to run. Yeah, we used to do gigs in weird places.
Stuart Lee, Ed Axel, Terry Saunders, Pappy's Fun Club, Bridget Christie, Wilson Dixon. Was he the cowboy?
That was the cowboy act, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Fucking
what
hell!
happened to him?
But he was quite big, wasn't he?
I think he was big.
Like, I remember him being like big time. He was like, was he an American?
Australian, I thought, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's fucking hell.
But then there's that thing. I mean, I always get that thing. I always got a bit upset when people didn't use their real names. I was so naive as well that you'd find out someone.
Yeah.
What? You're not Peter Razzmatazz. What?
Right. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're right. I've got the 2005 lineup for Laughing Horse.
Nice.
Oh,
This is amazing. Right. Okay. Winner James Branch. Runner up Joe Wilkinson. Third place
hey.
Al Stick. Other finalists include Vince Atta.
Yeah.
Do you remember he was Atta Boy on
Attaboy,
Chortle
yeah.
Forums?
Oh, the Chortle Forums.
Chortle, we'll talk about that in a minute. Griff Griffiths, who I'm still in contact with. Griff, Nathan Caton, lovely Nathan, Papa CJ, Gary Bell. Was he the older guy who?
Gary Bell.
Bell.
Do you remember him? He was because I remember. I think Vince Atter and Gary Bell, had come down from the north to do this, and that blew my mind. So I assumed one of them would win because they travelled.
You've come such a long way.
I thought if they're prepared to travel, one of them will win. Terry Saunders, Adam English. He was a young guy, wasn't he? He was funny. Tony Littler. No, that's who I'm thinking of. And Del Strain.
Del Strain. I remember doing a gig. Yeah, is he Glaswegian?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the winners from all the years?
Go on. Yeah.
It started in 2001, Matt Blaze. 2002, Greg Davis. Also in that year was Nina Conti. 2003, Marrett Larwood. Rod Gilbert came third. 2004, Russell Kane.
Yeah.
Chris McCawson came second. James France.
This is the best thing we've ever done on this.
It means nothing to anyone. 2006, Carl Donnelly won.
Yeah.
And in that year was also, do you remember Tommy Wallamies, the Finnish guy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I remember thinking his brain thinks differently.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Wow. He writes kooky good jokes. 2007, Daniel Rigby won. Jack Whitehall came second. Fucking hell. 2008, Darren Ruddle as Kev. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah, he was he was like a builder.
Yeah, and when he came on, he had a recording around his neck and he just stood there and the recording played. Fucking hell.
Here, I've just found a lineup here at Gypsy Hill Comedy. Robin Ince, Luke Toulson, Joe Wilkinson, Brian Gittins, Terry Saunders.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the gig.
I think that was one I used to compare that a lot, I think. So I think I was probably,
Is that Tom Searle?
That was one of Tom's gigs, yeah.
Oh, one of Tom's still. He still runs gigs. He does the Brighton Dome. Does a gig at the Brighton Dome. This is literally the most niche we've ever been.
Wow, whatever.
I did a gig. Is the Brighton Dome, is that a big venue? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like 2,000, I think.
Because I did a gig there once for like a tour gig for the show that flopped, and like my agent kind of booked me these things, and it was one of the most humiliating. Yeah, it was I think it was a Dome. It was one of the most humiliating experiences because I think I sold like 10 or 20 tickets or something, so that everyone fit on the front row. And they were like, "Well, you can still do the gig if you want." So I did this gig, and it went really badly. And the people that were working there are being really nice and going, "Yeah, it's part of the comedy festival." It's like, things just aren't really selling this year. And actually, we're telling this. The next act on was Reggie D. Hunter, and they were putting out more chairs for him because he'd oversold.
Oh man! Well, that thing when you turn up and you do something like that, and you go. I remember going, they're doing this. I'm doing this gig in this theatre in Canterbury or whatever, and then you turn up and it's in the bar in the theatre. Really bleak, and you're like, "Oh, why is it not the actual theatre? Please."
Did you remember Miriam Elia?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Fucking hell. Yeah. Oh my god, I do. Yeah. Yeah. She was she. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say there, but I can just remember her. Was she on with us?
I wonder if Ed Axel still does it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's doing Edinburgh.
Oh God.
See, Ed Axel, didn't he win loads of the competitions because he did that reading off his hand thing, which was, I think he sort of still does. I think, but it's really funny because he'd just read a list of things he was going to talk about and then never get to them, and that was frustrating because that would win everything.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
How's he doing that? And everyone's laughing. Oh my God. This is absolutely amazing looking at this laughing horse thing. I can't believe it's still going.
Is it still going?
Maybe not. It's gone to 2015.
Wow. That's it.
Wow.
No more new acts.
So you have no interest in doing it anymore, Terry? You're done.
Well, weirdly, I've made a friend here in Berlin who is a comedian, and she keeps saying you should come and do my gig. And maybe being in Berlin, maybe I'm not tempted, but I'm not tempted. Like I think I might do it for a laugh one day.
Is your friend English? Is it like a big? Is it? It speaks English.
There's a big English-speaking comedy scene here. But weirdly, it's very American based. Like, so I went to this gig with a friend, and they're all talking about the comics they like, and there was a bit of me going, "Oh, well, I might know some of these people," and they just talk about American, but they don't know the British scene at all. It's very weird. It's all they're just talking about all these American comics, and all the comedy is very American style.
Right.
And honestly,
what does that mean? I always people would say it's sort of a very American style. Is it
just super slick and super confident? The opposite of the kind of bumbling British. I'm not quite sure why I'm here, what I'm doing here. It's just like
high status.
Yeah.
Like I'm the man.
Yeah,
I'm the man. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Not really got that going on, have we?
But there was a little bit of me that kind of goes, I could probably wipe up here. If I still got half as what I had 20 years ago.
We're not coercing you out of your shell, are we?
No, I don't think that. I think,
imagine how shit you feel if you don't wipe up, though.
Well, that's why it's probably best to never do it. Isn't that why it's best to never go back?
You don't have to move out of Berlin. Made a nice life for yourself, and now you go, oh, it's made an absolute tit of myself.
Just fucked up all over.
How old are you, Terry?
42.
Right, because the last gig I did was before the pandemic, so that was, I don't know, 2.5 years ago, and I was in the changing room getting all my stuff, and everyone else in there was 20 years younger than me.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I've become that guy. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna stay silent. A big arrow with that guy on it.
But when you do your gig, Joe, have you got other people on? Do you get younger acts on?
Yeah, no, I don't get younger acts on. It's all the same older.
Just the same
combined age.
You'll go to the Laughing Horse list to see you can ask for the next gig. Is this why I'm here?
Yeah.
So who's on your gigs, Joe? Is anyone
on Sunday is Rich Wilson.
On Sunday? How often do you do this?
Once a month.
Oh, right.
Jen Brister, Zoe Lyons, and Michael Fabry.
So you're running it. You're the sort of guy pulling the strings.
Yes, and exactly how I think about it. I think I'm the guy pulling the strings.
You can make these people.
I said to them, "Don't fuck this up for me. This is this is my moment." It's exactly, you've nailed it. It's exactly what I'm thinking. This is my moment. This is me.
For some reason, I've just been reminded of going to the Phoenix Bar.
Oh my God! Yeah,
because I don't think it's there anymore, is it? I think last time I was in London, it's become just a regular bar, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh God, that place, that awful place. Do you remember this, David?
I've been there once,
and it was like
Was it Charing Cross Road?
Yes, under the Phoenix Theatre, and
it was like a bar for performers. Nothing nothing good.
Oh, is that? Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah, and I remember Mike Manera going, "Do you want to come to the Phoenix Bar?"
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is it.
I'd like to hang out with more comedians, please, late at night.
I had two interactions there with what you'd call actual celebrities, and they were both so fucking bleak. One was it was on a Saturday, and in the Saturday paper there was a big spread on Tony Slattery and how he'd been fighting booze and everything. And then that night gets to the Phoenix and he's there pissed, and I was just like, oh my God, that's so sad on the day that the thing comes out.
Oh.
And then I went with a friend on a weekday to the Phoenix because nothing else was open. And it was absolutely dead. And wasn't a member, but I had to prove that I was a performer. So I had to kind of show an invoice for a comedy gig. It was just...
I really thought you were going to say that's been 4 minutes. He said, you're clearly not.
But then, so me and a friend are in there, and it was like it was a biggish bar. There must have been like 20 people in there. I'm not sure.
Who was in there? Can you remember anyone who was in there?
Well, no one I knew at the time. And then suddenly, over the PA, the music stops. And the gravelly voice of the guy that runs it just went, "Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you all know that we've got some celebrity royalty just come in tonight. And so please welcome the Crankies."
Fuck off.
And the Crankies came around, and then the owner got the Crankies to shake everyone's hand. So I'm just there pissed with a friend. And suddenly the Crankies are at my fucking table and going, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Terry Saunders, I'll be getting out of this very soon.
Yeah. This was my moment to. This is it. I'm done.
It wasn't the Phoenix. It was that. You just reminded me. You'd have to. There was this rigmarole to get into this shithole because no one would be a member because you had to pay to be a member. So no one would member. So you'd always have to say you. I remember having to say I knew Mike Manera once a week. I know Mike Manera.
think actually that was always the worst bit of doing like stand-up, like gigging comedy, regular circuit comedy. When you'd see someone and they go, "Oh, I thought you'd given up. It's been for ages." You're like, "No, I've been doing it.
Just haven't been making any waves."
Yeah, if I went to a gig now, there'd be someone going, "Oh, you're still going."
Yeah.
Oh, here's a name that you might. Well, Graham Casey.
Oh, Graham Casey. Yeah, one of
Yeah.
the Laughing Calves.
Yeah.
Oh, was it the cat? No, the Laughing Calves. Yeah, Graham Casey used to do the upstairs at the one in Camden with we got banned from.
Graham Casey.
What's the one up from Islington? Do you remember the one up from Islington Station? You used to walk through Camden Passage, and it was above that on
Oh yeah,
Fridays.
that was called the Camden Tap or something, wasn't it? No, hang on. Yeah.
I can't remember, but we got banned from doing it.
Mike Belgrave.
Mike Belgrave, yeah.
He was a supporter of mine in the early days. People like him kept me going.
Yeah, Mike Belgrave, if you're listening, sent me an email once that said, "I like you, kid." And that made me laugh a lot. I think I might still have it.
There is a weird kind of low-level mafia feeling of that kind of old days open spots. You've got to get in with the right people. If you're in with him, if you get
God,
his you're a mate
100%.
guy.
Yeah, Terry, I thought you were in with the cool people.
He really did as well.
Yeah, you were. You were in with
Josie.
Kitson, and I was like, come on,
Kitson
let me in.
and Josie like Terry, and I was like, God, motherfucker! Is it because he's done an hour? Is it because he's done an hour? They're like, do you have to do an hour to be in that gang? Because I'm not doing an hour. Is there a side door?
Yeah, you were definitely in with the cool dudes.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, then that's weird to look back on. I was like, was I cool? Was I cool for a while? I don't remember.
Yeah, you were.
100%. I was intimidated by you, Terry.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I was.
Yeah.
And this is why you made me feel like shit.
But I used to steal your lunch money.
Yeah. You bastard. By nothing you did. None of it was your fault, but I was just like, God damn.
You'd be invited to the book club, Robin Ince's.
Yeah, I didn't even. I couldn't.
No, that's not true. Actually, I did
the Clever Clogs gang.
I did the book club only once.
Well,
I found it.
One more than us.
Okay, well, I found it very intimidating, and I didn't enjoy myself.
Good. You know what? Good.
Oh dear.
It all starts coming out.
No, I just suddenly thought, oh yeah, it was Josie, Terry, Daniel Kitson,
Robin Ince.
Yeah.
God, I remember being really intimidated by all of that, and I remember thinking, God, I bet they just go. They'll never have me because it's all in your head. Okay, they know I'm an idiot. I'm a thickie. They know it. They know I'm a.
I love Terry admitted it now. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had this list. We had this WhatsApp group,
the thickie list.
No, but it's the opposite, isn't it? When you think about it, especially doing stand up when you're just gigging, and it's actually so lonely and so in your own head, isn't it? Like there's so much where you're just going, oh, they don't like me. I don't like.
Oh yeah, not giving you a thought. Are
Yeah.
they? Not giving you a single thought. Don't care about anything. They're just like, all right. And you're going,
it's nice to sort of find your little group, isn't it? Where you kind of.
Yeah. And like, when you're kind of gigging and you do a gig somewhere and and it's just you're backstage and I guess most comedians, are quite awkward people. And sometimes you can just be going, oh God, they all fucking hate me. And I'm just stood here and no one's talking to me and I can't think of anything to say. And, why am I doing this for a job?
Why did you leave again, Terry?
Yeah, why
are you still doing it?
Why am I in Leeds? I remember, I think this another reason why I gave up was once I did a gig and I ended up in Leeds coach station and I was waiting to get the last coach back to London. And I bought like a salad from Marks and Spencer's because I was trying really hard to be healthy. That thing where you're like, I've just been drinking too much. I've had too many pasties. And it was really cold. And I found myself sitting down and there was no fork in the salad. And I found myself spooning like couscous into my mouth with my fingers in Leeds coach station at midnight and just kind of went, this isn't what I thought it would be.
There's so many moments like that, but for some reason, just keep going. Oh God, so embarrassing. Jesus wept.
So are you happy now, Terry, that you went in another direction?
I am. I mean, but my things took a turn. I did some weird stuff after comedy. Like, so this isn't going to get dark, don't worry.
Fucking hell, yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, I mean,
not great people to open up to.
Like, I'm amazed that after, I just got out of jail yesterday, and I'm amazed that you called. No, one of the weirdest things is that, because I had no money left, and my now ex-wife, she used to do like extra work. She used to do extra work, and I was like, all right. And I did like a couple of jobs, and the third job I got, I was in a James Bond film. The thing is, I was so fucking depressed because this was like a year or so after giving up comedy, and I'm in Pinewood Studios, like on the set of Skyfall. What? And I'm on this bus with like all these enthusiastic extras. Yeah, I know. With all these, everyone's really enthusiastic, and I'm just there like going, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what? And that was at the stage where I was a bit like, why have I given up comedy? What am I? I've got no plan, got no anything. And there was just this point, and I remember really vividly, just sitting on the set. There's a point where like Daniel Craig as James Bond, shooting a live scene, runs straight past me, and I'm like, that should feel cool. It doesn't feel cool. Just depressed. And then I can't remember, the film was delayed or something, and it came out ages later. And I had a really embarrassing. I was working in doing the website and design stuff for like Debenhams. Like I'd really fallen, but post comedy.
I worked on the Debenhams website.
Well, there you go. I thought I recognised you.
Yeah. That's how you know me. Yeah.
And I was at work, and then this guy comes up to me and he goes, "This is a really weird question." He said, "Are you in a James Bond film?" And I was like, "What?" And there's one scene where I was like really visible, and he was watching it at the IMAX, and his chair was like right in front of me, and I'm like life size. And he's like going, "I think I work with that
bloke." I think he does our website.
Yeah, I think that's weird. I didn't know.
The guy that gets shot by Daniel Craig.
Did you really feel flat when Daniel Craig ran by? I love those moments.
It was just, it was one of those moments where you just think this could be the highlight of some people's lives, and I feel like
I don't think it's the highlight of anyone's life. I think when you're in the moment, you're like, really?
Yeah, it's just like whatever.
Fuck's sake. Is there where do you get joy from in the world?
Exactly what I was thinking. Where can we do a thing and then all come back and go, wasn't that brilliant? And that thing we did yesterday, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Good bath.
God, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, good bath. And a nice episode of Chatterbix.
If you really like Chatterbix, why not join our Patreon?
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, dear. Well, thanks, Terry.
Yeah, thanks so much, Terry.
Talking of baths, this was like a warm bath for me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. This is open some old wounds.
Out with you 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Open Spot Wednesday or whatever it is.
Open some old wounds.
Yeah.
Oh.
We always had fun, didn't we, Terry, hanging out together?
It was always lovely.
Yeah. I loved you. I
wonder if this will just tickle your nads enough to go,
oh, please don't. Please don't be the...
Just do a gig again.
I think Terry's entered the Laughing Horse competition.
Oh, we didn't do the story. So the story.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, go on.
So Joe was on the first half. The Laughing Horse final, 2005. Picture the scene. There's a rowdy crowd wanting to get to their disco. Frank Skinner is just waiting to see who's going to be the next act. Joe goes on, does a very good set. Good enough, I'd say, to finish second. But yeah.
Correct.
But I actually reckon good enough to finish third, because then I go on in the second half. And so like me and Joe both now have beards and hair, but I think our look was more similar. So I go on stage and someone heckles by saying, "Oh no, not him again." Thinking it's Joe. And then everyone laughs. It's the biggest laugh I get from my whole set. I try and say, "No, I'm not him," and then I kind of ruin it. And then it's just, I don't know. I actually think from that day up that was when my career peaked, and that was it. Everything from then on was just me trying to get back. I reckon I could have got in the top three without that heckle, and that would have been.
Yeah, no, I agree. I could have been in Berlin going to fetish club. I fucking wish I was.
So James Branch won, and what happened with him? He just stopped, didn't he?
He gave up as well, yeah, because he had a good job and stuff,
Yeah,
and he was like, "I'm not
enough.
fucking risking all that." But I tell you what, he's a editor now. He does film editing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's happy.
That's why you give up if you're happy.
No. Yeah, when you're happy, you stop. Oh God, right, amazing.
You keep running your gig, Joe.
Yeah, you keep running your gig. Can I get if I'm ever in Brighton? Can I get 5 minutes?
Of course you can, Terry. You can do an hour.
Yeah.
Do one of the old pervy hours.
Imagine that's it. I just had girls on as well.
Yeah.
That's how I got anywhere. I was Lothario.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, look, enjoy Berlin, Terry.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. I love that.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
I told you love it, David.
Yeah, great.
It's lovely seeing Terry in it.
Yeah.
Lovely
There
seeing
you
you
go.
too.
We
Oh.
don't want to go, do we? With those
Oh.
just going to soak you in for another few.
See you in another 12 years.
Yeah.
20. Yeah,
So
let's
let's put it in the diary now. Every 20 years, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And then just go
Joe's still
through it.
running his gig.
Oh, fuck off. Well, the tickets are selling. Whatever.
Oh, dear. Anyway, cheers, Terry.
Cheers, Terry. Look after yourself.
Have fun. See you
See
later.
you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Me and Joe witter on for another 15 minutes after this episode, and we stuck it on Patreon. So if you want to hear that, go over to Patreon, patreon.com/David and Joe, and hear another 14 or 15 minutes of natter. If you want that. If you don't want that, then fair dues. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye.